Get my face cam up on her, up on her. Up on her, yeah, up on her. Boom, boom. Okay. Other ships that disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. One has long captured the public imagination. The USS Cyclops, which vanished in 1918. Cyclops was traveled between Brazil and the United States with a cargo of 10,800 tons and manganese ore, and about 300 passengers. Oh my god! 300 people and 10,000 tons of items disappeared, I think. In March 8, 1918, it inexplicably disappeared without sending a distress call or responding to any of the radio messages from nearby vessels. Oh, is that what it looked like? Yeah, the Cyclops sound like a monstrous thing to just go away like that, but look at that. They could easily probably topside over, right? Yeah, because they could have easily dumped. I don't know. People want to be diving. I wanna switch up some. Ooh. She's our only chance of preventing this attack. This is loud. That was very loud. I turned the sound off too. So, oh, look at that little submarine. I would play the sound of it, but I don't want to get any kind of copyright. They could have the YouTube rights, but you know, you never know. Come on, we want to just see it. Let's see this stuff. Goddamn though. So they're in the mysterious, scary of the Bermuda Triangle right now. What is those strings? Seagrass. What are you? 3 hours. And it always smells awesome at the ocean. I would love to go deep sea diving. I wanna. Why not explore one of the wrecks? That's a lot of fucking boats. But yeah, it's funny. The Bermuda Triangle turned. It was this scary triangle that people did not want to explore. To now, the Bermuda Triangle is a tourist destination. So this was purposely made. No, I want... No, yeah, underwater boats are honestly hella sick, but it's hella sketchy because I want to be in the boat. I didn't want to figure out what the fuck's outside the boat. I mean, it's cool to know, but not cool to find out. Imagine all the fish that like, dude, I just want to make this my home, and y'all fucks ruin this. Because it's probably making coral even take longer to fucking grow just because not as many fish because the dumbass humans are over there. But it's okay. Ooh. They had to make sure this area was drip drop dry before they put this down here. Because apparently this ship was donated. Psh. What, you get scared? The dude was like, hey, they're leaving without me. And I'd be scared too. Fuck that shit. But I mean, it looks hella sick. It's hella close to the top, to the shore too. This is a cool shot until the lights don't fit. So Christian, you wanna know what I think is funny as fuck? So the Bermuda Triangle was a scary zone for sailors back in the day during the Columbus Age and the voyages across the sea. It was scary, but now it has become a tourist destination. because the what if you look at the stream right now, this is paused of a donated ship that was purposely sank in the triangle so it can make more coral reefs. Because yeah, apparently these shipwrecks, people are finding out that these shipwrecks are actually a really good source for the coral to start growing. Because it's like a good home for fish, so a bunch of fish would probably try to hide out in there and shit, and then it literally just between fish and the just scenery, it just becomes really good for the fish to grow or the coral to grow. You're muted. I don't know if you know you went muted, but there is right here. Look at that. It was donated and purposely sank. And but no, there has been some actual like creepy shit though that happened. Like there was this voyage of this one. I like it was like it was more. When was it? I think it was in 1960. There was this captain with his crew, and they're coming across the Bermuda Triangle because the Bermuda Triangle, it's mainly named because of this one island called Bermuda, and that kind of just seals off the triangle with Florida and this other island. Because between Florida and this one island, it's just a bunch of islands spread out, and then it's just this open gap to Bermuda, and it's literally like 1 day and 1 night trip in a boat or some shit to the island, and a bunch of people were doing it. Some people thought like it's whatever, but then shit like this happened. Like even back in the Columbus age, somebody like after they all voyaged over there or whatever, fucking they've seen a fireball, which obviously an asteroid. They seen an asteroid fly down there, and that started creating some shit too. So then people would go over there, and then shit would start going missing. Like there was a captain, so I can go get back to my fucking story. The captain in 1916 was voyaging. And why radios and shit don't work and shit. But the captain goes to Bermuda or some shit, and they see just a floating ship, and they're like, okay, men, I'm gonna send you. He sends a group of men over there to go scavenge it, go take whatever's left from the ship. And during the night when the guys were over there, the ships get separated. The next day, they see the same exact ship, go over to it, but his men are completely gone. And fucking, there's this giant ship, called the USS Colossal, or the Colossus, Colossus, the Cyclops? Jesus. And, this was carrying 10,800 tons of items, and also had 300 people on the boat, and literally just disappeared. Literally, literally Bermuda Triangle is now a literally diving tourist area. So literally a bunch of people be diving, and still no one has found the Cyclops yet. But also, what? Yeah, because also, there's this guy, he had a saying that, because he was doing some research on it and shit, and then he was just straight up like, well, even though we have these vast, or this whatever rings and radio systems, we still have a large Earth that can make man machines disappear without a trace. So hence, we still don't know nothing about our Earth. So literally, they could be simple causes we just don't know about, because we just don't know about the Earth enough, you know? And honestly, I can see how this giant ass ship goes completely gone because of 2 reasons. One, depending on where the fuck it is at, it's probably very, very, very far down there. And number 2, it could have just gotten fully destroyed on the descent and turned into a bunch of pieces, and it's just debris that looks like coral stuff now, you know? Because that was literally 100 years ago. Literally, fucking coral will start growing on these sunken ships within like 20 years. Too. Like, no, I'm talking about like fucking the whole thing has little sprouts. This fish starting to fucking repopulate in it because the fish think it's just natural home and stuff like that. Like literally, like it's rusted. It looks like it's been in there for probably like 100 years. Like that boat that you saw, whatever, that's only been sunken for I think like 5 or 10. But it was donated, so they completely cleaned it out and got it ready to sink, you know. Took off whatever like paint or whatever they think would like fuck up the thing, so it'd be easy to rust technically too. For real. Well, that's the thing. I think the metal, since it's literally it's kind of like fossilizing into a whole coal, like it literally turns itself into a giant coal system. For real. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's driftwood. Driftwood can get pretty fucking hard. So why not just make a driftwood boat and put it down there? Well, then driftwood can sink though, cause sometimes. Well, no, that's why it's called driftwood, because it just drifts along and gets real hard, doesn't it? Well, they put sand in it, looked like, so they could just put sand in the driftwood boat. Make it sink. Cause yeah, I feel like still that like a wood one would still be better. Like, no matter what, like sure it might deteriorate faster or whatever, but it's not flaking off in little rusty metal parts that could kill the fish that's trying to take it as a home. You know? Fish thinks it's a little flick of dead skin or something. It cut my throat. And yeah, so it literally seems like in all these cases, the main reason why it seems so like, oh, it's so crazy or whatever, it's always because the radio seems to somehow come undone first, because it's never distress or anything. So definitely some type of field messing with it. But that's the thing, literally, like they said right here, like it could have just been the mast. The mast could have just fucking fell down before anything else when shit was going haywire, you know? And then they couldn't send that, but... Yeah, and it's like... It's kind of coincidental that it just happens to be the spot where others are just fucking up on. But you also kind of got to think, this area was also like the main... Between... because this is in Atlantis Ocean, like that was explored a lot, I feel like, you know, compared to the Pacific Ocean. We're more so underwater with the Pacific. We're not always like yeah, we do use the Pacific a lot, but I just feel like the Atlantic Ocean was used more, whatever. That was when testing was being made more, you know, and we were trying to figure out how we're not supposed to be there, but we're supposed to get across on here or whatever. It's just, we're not supposed to be in the water or in air. And I think that's the way of Earth trying to say, this is my no-go zone. I'm gonna teach you guys a lesson right here. For real. So, in 1945, 5 Navy planes flew from Fort Lauderdale into the Bermuda Triangle for a training mission known as Flight 19. They promptly vanished. To make things even stranger, one of the rescue planes sent to research for them vanished as well. As if they had flown to Mars, somebody has reportedly said. And they were flying the like World War II planes, like literally the plane in every movie that the plane crashed down, that's the plane they were flying. Like any older movie where they crashed and they landed up surviving in some type of surviving setting, they crashed in this plane. Whoa. Whoa, Christian. So you know how the whole like mysterious ship returning without nobody there, but there's still like food ready and everything. The first time that shit happened was in the Bermuda Triangle. Like I think like the only time it ever happened. What? But literally after sailing through the Bermuda Triangle, this thing crashed. Like it literally got like crashed into the coast. Like they like if like they literally made the voyage fine, but there was just no one to stop them from when they got to this island, and the like it is literally known for being an impressive cargo ship, but when they like when they got like fucking like there or whatever, and they got looked upon, fucking there's no people there, but there was still some food. Like literally just there's like pretty much only if like one person is kind of what it seemed like it was saying. But it looks like there's literally one plate of food, like literally just chilling there, about to get eaten. Yeah. So, not gonna lie, it seems like something happened for them to go though, because the entire crew had vanished out of thin air. Their personal belongings, navigational equipment, lifeboats were all missing. Or it could have been some pirates, and they were just killing hungry pirates. They didn't want they didn't want shit. They just wanted to kill some shit. Literally, yeah. There's a bunch of theories that were getting told to the FBI, like bad weather, since tales of mutiny and or piracy. Like if pirates fucking killed them. Cause yeah, pirates aren't just fucking One Piece pirates. Like they could have been normal, fucking a normal ass fucking ship that they stole. You know. Huh. What the fuck? Okay, that's kind of cool though. The ship that we're talking about too was one of the last wooden ships made. So it does make sense for them pirates to be around. They literally just stole a fresh metal ship and they're like, let's go take this out on the fucking voyage. Oh, look at them with their wooden ship. Let's go take it out. The captain was named Hungry Bill. For real. Especially not being able to eat his food before he left. That's probably whose food was on the table. And if Hungry Bill didn't eat his food, you know something happened. Oh, I think it was some type of piracy because it was only a group of 10 guys, but most of them were Danish, and I've heard a lot of bad shit happen to the Danish. And the captain fell ill on like the beginning of the trip. Oh, dude! What if some weird type of plague hit? Because literally, so what happened was fucking the dude got sick, like on the beginning of the voyage, and then they stopped, on one of the side islands, and then fucking because I think they were just going to Florida down to fucking, whatever, down to the bottom island, going to transport some coal, and they stopped at another island real quick. And they were worrying about losing money and shit, so they're like, fuck it, I don't care if I'm sick, we're gonna go on this voyage. So literally the last thing that was known was the captain was sick, or literally just got sick on the start of the voyage, and fucking, his name is Hungry Bill, and literally all their belongings, all this shit was gone, like they had to get the fuck out of there. So either the captain got sick and the crew got scared and just left him, and he ended up just jumping off the boat or some shit, or some kind of crazy story like that, you know? Something that could be made into a movie. Nah, for real, especially during the time, bro. It was literally one of the last wooden ships, so I like... But it was like, what, 1947, the last wood ship, which still is a lot older than I thought. Well, like, it's closer to us than I thought. No, never mind. I was thinking of the U.S. Cyclops. This was the 1920. 20 years before the USS Cyclops went missing. Oh my gosh, I think I was right, Christian. I think he got sick, and then the crew was like, fuck this guy. He can just die. Because literally fucking, the guy's brother, was asked in interviews, like, is there any mutiny that you could think of happened? Because the FBI kept asking, like, did somebody kill them? Did the crew kill him? Or something happened to the crew? And pretty much, Hungry Bill was an asshole to his crew. And, like, literally, someone told the guy, I'll kill you before it's over, old man. I think we know where this mystery ends, I think, Christian. I think somebody just had a really good killing plan. They killed the guy and they made it off as a mystery. I think this was just a successful murder, and everyone just says, no, it's a mystery. You know? Huh? Yeah, but hmm. Yeah, not gonna lie, I kind of whoa. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that makes it way different. Oh my gosh. You want to see what the ship looked like when it was found floating, though, with the fucking food that... So, look at the ship, though. And they said food was, like, looked like it was still prepped, too, like this. Yeah, it was a boat. This was floating on the water. And look at it. Now it's literally up ashore. It, like, they literally pulled it ashore. But this was apparently floating across the water when they found it. With food, like, still, like, in the shit. Like, on the plate and shit. Straight up, though, bro. Like, that literally just makes me confused. Because I thought they found the ship, like, not fucked up at all, you know? This is what the ship looked like in the beginning. I just can't really see nothing because I don't want to accept this. I don't really accept cookies. I've only done it on a few things when I know I go to it a few times. Something. When I just don't like my cookies being cooked. I like to eat my food. Dick should have called me Hungry Bill. Oh my gosh. I kind of thought about that too, because when I was first looking at the Bermuda Triangle, and they talk about like all these storms and stuff, I can kind of see how the shape of this one island can literally draw just fuck ton of storms and everything to this area. And literally, I don't know if you can see that, but at the bottom of the screen, all these lines, the blue lines, yellow lines, purple lines, these are either I'm pretty sure the blue lines are like rogue waves and shit from just giant water waves that can destroy shit from the weather. The yellow and purple, I don't know what those are, just like other natural disasters that can happen. But literally, you see how much they're drawn into this area? Like literally Florida. Florida is a hot spot for shit too. And I feel like that's literally because of the Bermuda Island. Because fucking with how something I forgot what those things called. But the water is just crazy, man. With the flow of water, and it's the ocean. There's not really like, if the ocean was all going one way, fucking, that would be bad. Because imagine the massive waves that would happen from an earthquake, and everything just traveling one way, you know? I want to get how... What? Yeah. It literally just sent a giant wave across fucking... the size of fucking... the continents, just over shit. Oh my gosh. And then there's literally fucking yeah, especially with nowadays shit, we can fucking think about stuff so much smarter. But fucking yeah, there is a scientist saying that disappearance can be found much deeper than the ocean. Talking about a scientist saying huge deposits of methane gas could be released and displacing water, which making ships sink, and this gas is flammable. If it was all released up at once and just shot up in the air and slowly making this whatever shape going out, but it's still holding its shape, it could cause a fucking thing to literally just explode and shatter into the ocean into a bunch of pieces, you know? And I could... fucking... and it's hella explosive. Ain't it? Like, literally just a little spark could set it off, can't it? And literally... an engine that's... with sparks. Yeah, that's... ugh. I wanna... yeah, like, literally fucking... yeah, the high intensity of the little voltage spark. Because I feel like a lot of people don't realize electricity is literally just... it's literally just happy energy. No matter how small, no matter how... whatever, it's just a little happy energy. Just like fire, it's a little happy energy. You know? You got the heat, the little happy energy, whatever. But oh my gosh, I think I'm getting to the best things right now. I'm over at some kind of portal to Earth. What? What do you mean? Oh shit, who? Oh my gosh, Christian. Oh my god, you fucking asshole. Oh my gosh, though. But yeah, but you realize we're humans. Fucking, like, literally we can, like, because of the shit we got and whatever, and, like, usually if some type of crash happens or whatever, no matter what there would be some type of floating bucket, coral life perception, whatever. And apparently the Cyclops didn't like it. Like it wasn't like super. Let me see. Like literally, like as if I think it just disappeared in probably just the darkest, in like one of the dark parts of the Bermuda. Honestly, probably, because I don't think they ever have like Pacific areas. They don't know when the like last it went, and I feel like they should really try to. Okay, they went off in this direction, and do something like that. I don't know. I feel like they could do a little bit better than how the fuck they do, because all these, even an actual fucking scientist or whatever was just like. Yep, it seems like a giant monster grabbed it from the ocean and just drug it to the thing because we can't even find a wooden bucket or some type of coral life position. Okay, but does he, like, something doesn't, like, stuff doesn't just always fall straight down. Especially with fucking, like, uh-huh. Yeah. What are they called? I just searched up water tunnels from Godzilla in real life. 10 Godzilla caught on camera and spotted in real life.
A Godzilla is a giant creature the size of a high-rise building.
10 minutes, you'll never get back, Cody.
That's why I'm gonna skip through it.
We'll be taking you through 10 times Godzilla was caught on camera at Godzilla Gator in Florida.
Oh wow. This is stupid as shit.
The video of the Godzilla alligator on a
Yo.
casual stroll across a lush green vegetation was taken at Pollock's Nature Discovery Center around Lakeland in Florida.
This guy just chilling.
According to the Buffalo Creek general manager,
No,
Ryan
like has like
Henderson, he
14,
claimed that the
16 feet.
Godzilla-sized alligator had been out there
Yeah, look at that, it's
for
just human.
25 years. Incredible. This clip is a perfect description of Godzilla adaptations to live on land and in water.
Yeah,
This
that's like a
creature has established an
prehistoric
ecosystem
beast.
in the area and
For real.
has now seeked islands 2016. In the video that has been circulating since 2016, a
Baby
mermaid whale
Godzillas.
was captured on video and has been the center of discussion
Can't
as
believe
regards the origin of Godzilla.
And those are supposed
The
to be
massive
Godzillas.
8-foot baby creature has been popularly described as a
'Cause
baby Godzilla
they only
because it is
eat
the
fucking
only
kelp.
undersea lizard and has an uncanny resemblance to the
And they
iconic
die a
monster.
lot because the water's
Steve
cold
Winkworth
and they're
was the
fucking
diver who
reptiles.
captured the moment on camera while diving to the rocky depths of the ocean off the Galapagos Islands, and this has been a wonderful revelation for scientists. Its rampaging movements and incredible size make it jaw-dropping, and it is the only existing species. Although in water, it can dive up to 9 meters deep with its arms by its side and also comes up to the surface for air repeatedly. It's probably another pointer for the birth and adaptation of Godzilla as seen.
Yeah, that there's literally the swimming animation they got for Godzilla right there.
An adaptation of Godzilla as seen on camera.
He just chilling.
Godzilla's always in the water. They can barely be in the water.
Nah, for real though.
With what appears to be Godzilla emerging from the water. Legends say Godzilla is adapted to living on land and foraging for food and water. And although the video is super creepy, the emergence of the creature from water revealed a splitting image of what looked like the actual snapshot of Godzilla captured on camera. Many times, the clouds and fog paint optical illusions to us humans, reminding us that we may not be alone on this planet Earth. 2005. By finding fossils, it is a pointer of how long something existed, and it gives us indications for present possibilities. That said, the fossil of Godzilla was discovered in Argentina in 2005. The newly discovered fossil, according to
Tuh.
the National Geographic Channel, had to be virtually complete and possess strong ties with a crocodile, but is an even stranger sea monster, resembling a long-necked titanosaur. The 80-centimeter long fossil, which was approximately 12 feet long, had the petrified...
When you gotta make up the bone structure, I don't think you guys got it right. Like if more than 50% of it is made up, I think you guys are tripping.
skull of a predatory
We get
dinosaur
fucked up
that worked
somewhere.
along the Pacific Ocean with strong jaws with serrated teeth.
What the fuck? These don't really look too similar. Even I get like, yeah, this is just fucked up bone, but it just don't add up to me right.
And gave it the ability.
Like, look, the jaw. It's just literally the jaw would open up right here. You know, not back there behind the eyeball. Cause this looks like the fucking one that they found. It's just one skull structure piece right here, and then the jaw piece. You know.
That thing looks ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
National Post, the scientist was quoted saying, "Given the length and magnitude this animal will bring along when it's reconstructed, there won't be a building that can contain it." Number 6. Godzilla. Some people were taking a ship ride off the coast, and the unthinkable happened. They spotted a Godzilla. Captured by a military, but it struck response. Officials of New York City reported to the Daily News about the possibility of an actual Godzilla attack. We'd be looking at area and determine what sector of the city had to be moved. We have them in our prayers. August, Texas, surrounds and it was, but it further highlights the mysteries surrounding the emergence of Godzilla as the creature was. But it further highlights number described by ancient Japanese researchers as legendary creatures and mythical monsters that have attributes similar to Godzilla. They range from three-headed dragons to armored beasts and bugs and have been popularly described as the younger versions of Godzilla. However, in this video, a real-life kaiju may have been spotted on camera.
No.
It appears to be a subterranean species and has an armored body, similar to the highly revered Baragon, which is a fictional. It is believed to be the dinosaur that crept underground.
This is a stupid video. I'm not even gonna finish this, Christian. I'm gonna dislike it. You realize what section this? What we're looking at right now?
No.
This guy thinks you can literally see the bombs being detonated in that video that I was just looking at before, like the line. But this dude is saying this is a ground kaiju, fucking like swimming in the dirt.
65 Frankenstein. It is believed to be the dinosaur that crept underground to prevent annihilation during the late Cretaceous climate.
You can see it.
Yeah, literally right here, you can literally see the spock, 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 spock.
Believed to be the dinosaur that crept underground to prevent annihilation.
Literally, spock, 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 spock.
Climate change, and it is an 82 feet tall creature and weighs merely
It's an 82 feet tall creature,
275 tons.
and it's 275 tons. This thing of explosive monster.
The creature is fast, has great stamina, possesses evasive techniques and
I remember when I was young, I used to believe these type of videos. Godzilla lives in the bottom of the sea. 926.
ahead. Within seconds, a cascade of chemical reactions began to occur with Godzilla spitting down its atomic blue flame that is made of energy beams into the water.
That's
Although
some
it was
real
unclear if it was
CGI.
in response to a challenge or another predator, it was a lot of fire that would burn everything in its path. Although critics believe this to be the product of video edits and Photoshop effects, the footage has every characteristic that was ascribed to Godzilla by legends.
Bruh. Him, we may not be alone on Earth. Animals, bruh.
The fuck you mean?
For real. Everyone keeps talking about the last one was so good. Oh, the last one. I'm a huge Kaiju Godzilla fan. Some of this stuff is wrong, but it was a great and interesting video. Y'all need to not subscribe to this guy. He's not even commenting back to you, people. And he has 2 million subscribers. What is your most popular video? 53 million views, 10 biggest snakes ever discovered. I kind of want to click on that one. That one seems like it might be real. What the fuck? This one could be real.
Like and subscribe. The Aqua Loop. The Aqua Loop is, and you've probably seen one of these before you sustain any major injury. In 2016, one particular incident like that happened at the popular Queensland theme park, Australia. Back then, a teenage girl landed in the hospital because of a spinal injury after riding the Aqua Loop. Luckily, she made it out alive. However, because of that and many other incidents, I dare not mention that riding an Aqua Loop now comes with one rule. Wear your swim shorts inside out to avoid getting any zippers or cords trapped by the contours of the slide.
Oh! Jesus! Christian! This lady had to go to the hospital because of her spinal injury. And then the guy says, if there's one rule if you go on the Octaloop, or those fucking loopty fucking slides, is wear your shorts inside out so no zippers cause injuries or whatever. So pretty much this chick's zipper or button or whatever got caught on fucking one of the like slides lines and just fucked up her back. Uh-huh.
Number 9. Insano. When it was number 9. Insano. When as a 14-story building. Back then, riders speed up as fast as 65 miles per hour. And it only takes 5 seconds for the riders to travel down the entire 14 stories. So the Guinness Book of World Records rated Insano as the tallest and scariest water slide in the world. Although today it has long been displaced from that position, but the mark it left on the mind of some of its riders remains. To ride the Insano, the instructors would mandate that you ride alone, on your back, with your legs and arms crossed. This is because Insano is so steep that along the line, you travel so fast that you literally start flying in the air. Now, that's what freaks people out, because unlike other safer water slides, the sliding board in the Insano is opened. That means if you get too airborne, things might go crazy really fast. For that reason, they expect riders on Insano to be at least 4'6", and luckily to date, no one has ever died on Insano. Slides out there are safe for every adult, more or less. But as for Phaser, the authorities made it a no-go area for women. And I must admit,
What?
I would say that their concerns are not misplaced. The Phaser is one out of 20 original designs of water slides at the famous Galaxy Erding Water Park in Germany. But unlike the others, the Phaser makes you slide down at a speedway higher than the normal speed limit of a car. So, that makes it one of the most intense water slides in Germany, and by extension, on the planet. Of course, such crazy slides come with danger. On Phaser, the danger is so directed at women that at some point, about 6 women reported hospital injuries to their genitals. Because of that, the park authorities agreed to ban women from riding Phaser. Men, however, are not affected, because Phaser seems to be more compatible with the male anatomy. but
What the fuck? There's a water slide that are banned from women to go on.
Yep.
You know about Phaser?
Yep. My critical covered it one time.
Bro, what the fuck? A water slides that hurt. What the fuck?
that doesn't mean that the black hole. The black hole is among the 17 water slides inside the Wet n Wild water park found in Orlando in 1977. As of today, the water park is now closed. Back in its heyday, it was the one place to visit, and it enjoyed that glory for almost 40 years, all thanks to the black hole. The black hole was a twisting 500-foot slide with black-colored tubes ridden by a raft. On average, you'll need about 23 seconds to make it through the slide, but 3 seconds before completion, the operator would have sent another raft through. There was no way to be sure a raft wasn't making it through the ride before the next one was sent along its way. Although in most cases, this slide pinched the spinal cord of one man when his raft collided with another raft already stuck in the black hole. In the end, the man successfully sued for $1.73 million. And finally, the park had to close in 2016 because of other similar cases inside the black hole.
Stupid motherfuckers. They got a water slide called the Black Hole, and they don't make sure the people come out the other side before sending another slider. Yeah. And then because of that, they got sued $1.3 million or $1.7 million, and they got shut down for other incidences that happened like that.
I imagine so.
What is this?
This is the world's highest gear ratio gearbox ever created. Can you guess the gear ratio? How long do you think it'll take for the very last gear to spin? This other gearbox that I made would take 25,000 years to spin, but this one completely blows that one out of the water. The number of atoms in the observable universe is roughly 10 to the 82nd power. We take the 10 to 1 gear ratio and raise it to the number of pairs of gears in this entire gearbox. So the gear ratio of this gearbox is 10 raised to the 169th power. So this gearbox has a significantly higher gear ratio than the number of atoms in the observable universe. And how fast would I have to rotate the first gear in order to get the last gear to rotate one time before the heat death of the universe? I'd have to spin the first gear faster than the speed of light. This is basically impossible, or I just created a time machine.
You meet someone with a tremendous amount of tattoos. Almost always they have high anxiety. So people who modify the body a lot, whether it be tattoos all over, a lot of piercings, very high likelihood they have tremendously high levels of anxiety. You meet a dude who acts tough, usually has high anxiety. My dad had NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. If I know you have NPD, I know you almost always have low anxiety. If you're a woman, there's certain questions you'll know that women have borderline personality disorder. Women have it about 4 times more than men. Are more likely to be psychopathic. Women are more likely to have BPD. Men call women psychos. It's such a misnomer. You'll almost never meet a psycho woman. A practical example of psychopathy is the ability to kill a stranger. Women don't kill strangers. They have a list of like the last 1,000 serial killers. It was like 6 women, 994 men. There's patterns. Some of the magic trick of reading people is just understanding the science. You meet someone with a tremendous...
Should you get a pre-built PC or try to build?
Back to this video.
Subscribe, and you'll made it for daredevils with a thing for sharks. Because at the end of the slide, there's a large tank filled with live Caribbean reef sharks, hammerheads, and stingrays. But before getting to that part, you as a rider would have dropped the entire 9-story slide, shaped like a Mayan temple. Afterward, you would then be squeezed into underwater transparent tubes that passed right through
It's all
the
fun
middle of
and
the shark
games
tubes.
until it breaks.
Nah, for real.
If you're afraid of heights, then the fear of that alone could give you a heart attack as you climb up the temple. But if you're finally able to let go of that fear, it would take a leap of faith before you try sliding past the sharks. I like to play it safe because one time
I feel like these tanks are so gross with like the humidity and then just the constant breathing of the people. I just feel like these tubes are honestly really gross.
Go. One shark died while trying to get into the slide. So who knows? Another day, the sharks may decide to break the tubes.
You hear that? One of the sharks died trying to get into the tube.
Number 5. The steamer water slide. The steamer water slide is one of the wildest attractions at the Calypso Water Park in Ottawa. But according to many people who have actually been on it, they likened it to a toilet bowl because of the shape of the slide. But the reason I considered it dangerous is far more than that. The thing is, often owners admit their slides are dangerous, so they try to hire competent workers to manage it. In the case of the steamer water slide, the authorities continually lied about the dangers associated with their slide. They did this so that people would continue to ride on it, whereas frequently the steamer water slide has gained about 11 different safety tests. In fact, in 2011, there were several reports of rafts flipping inside the slide. Sadly, 2 different riders broke their vertebrae and collarbones while riding the steamer slide that year. Yet every day, the park continues to reopen the slide, ignoring the dangers that lurk within. So, it's best to stay far away.
Not gonna lie though, these types of slide, I've been in the toilet bowl before. The only reason you're gonna flip is if you're trying to do something to flip though.
Yeah.
And I can literally see the people who ever fucked up and broke this shit, they were fucking around. And because there's been times where people try to gather up multiple people in the fucking toilet bowl without the fucking people knowing up at the top or whatever. They just think they're coming out or whatever, and they already went and they just don't see them. So they're like, okay, I'll send somebody else down, and they try to hide in the bowl or whatever with other people, and that fucks shit up. Like, it's literally every time, usually with the toilet bowl, if something fucks up, it's usually just because the people are being stupid. Because fucking literally the only time one of my homies got hurt in the fucking thing, the dude was trying to stand up inside the tube, like in the little circle of the tube, and then he fucking like slipped and messed up his ankle a little bit, but it wasn't like bad.
Because there's plenty of other slides out there.
For real.
The Verrucht was once the tallest water slide in the world. Back then in 2014, building it cost $3.6 million, and that makes it one of the most expensive water slides in the world. It was also the most popular water slide in all of Kansas City, but that glory was short-lived, and it closed down in 2016 when, of course, something terrible happened.
Oh! Oh my gosh, it's this water slide, bro!
This video, I won't talk about all the gory scenes that happened back then, but know that the unfortunate incident
He might say it.
involved a 10-year-old boy and 2 other women, and they later took the owners of the Verrucht to court. During the investigation, they revealed that the water slide had actually injured 13 other people, only that their cases weren't as fatal as the boys. Besides that, the investigations also revealed that the Verrucht was unsafe for use, so they finally demolished it in 2018. As for the case of the young boy, the family successfully sued the owners of the Verrucht for $20 million. Investigation.
Oh, the one that goes
They
up.
revealed that as fatal as the boys. For
Yeah,
injured
but
13 other people, only that their cases revealed.
I'm trying to get a
owners
photo.
involved.
This thing. So you want to know, like, so this family sued the company for this or whatever, and they got 20 million out of it. But still, I don't think 20 million is even worth it. Like they should have gave more. Cause you know about this story?
Where the kid got decapitated.
Yeah, literally, they come up, and because the kid was lighter than them, they brought him up, and then the kid just gets decapitated up here. Dude, I can't imagine what the bitches would have been like. They're like, oh, ha ha ha, let's try to get this kid to go down there. He seems scared or whatever, let's do it. And the kid's like, oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show off to y'all, I can do it. And then he's like, go! And then now those bitches are just covered with his blood. And then the water slide is just pouring down with a bunch of blood with them.
This water park is called Yas Water Park. It's just minutes from Ferrari World, Warner Brothers World, and World in Abu Dhabi. Besides that, it measures up to 25 football fields and houses about 45 slides, rides, and other adrenaline attractions. So now you have an idea about how big and beautiful this water park actually is. However, size is not the only thing that makes this place popular. It also features the largest man-made waves on the planet. And slides are open to both amateurs and pros. But frequently, these slides get stuck halfway just before the major drop. Before the raft resumes, it would need the divine intervention of the park workers. While they help, you and others would hang in the balance. This waiting is essential, and the park authorities warn the riders not to move in this kind of condition. The thing is, such warnings mean that anything can happen, and they're usually one of the greatest advertisements for danger. Number 2. The Cedar Point Water Park. There are many attractions of the Cedar Point Water Park in Ohio, and each one of them had inflicted at least one injury on unfortunate riders. But on the list today, I want to talk about the most expensive water ride ever built on Cedar Point, and of course, the most notorious. The name of the water slide was Shoot the Rapids, and it opened to the public on June 26, 2010. When it opened, everyone wanted to have a taste of the ride. But just 3 years after its debut, a terrible accident happened on July 19, 2013. On that day, a boat loaded with gas and 7 riders rolled back down on Shoot the Rapids to hit a concrete edge and then another boat. As a result, the boat flipped over, leaving the riders stranded underwater. For several minutes, their heads were upside down before park employees could rescue them. Thankfully, they survived, and only one of them had to go to the hospital. After the incident, the ride was closed and reopened 1 year later, but the bad rap lived on.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was gonna go on I went on a ride like this in at Disneyland, and I was hella tripping about the fucking thing tipping over, bro. And then these people almost died because the shit flipped over, bro.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take
Grave Pool. The Grave Pool was the nickname to the section of New Jersey's Action Park that opened to the public in 1978. If the name hasn't scared you off already, perhaps you should know that every inch of this action park drew tears, broke teeth, and took lives in its glory days. So, let me run you through the highlights. In 1984, a section of the park called Tarzan Swing triggered a lethal heart attack in one man who accidentally jumped into cold water. Soon after, another man stepped on a live wire while kayaking. Many people broke their teeth inside the crazy cannonball. 3 teenagers drowned in the grave pool where 1,000 people swam at once. And within 12 months, the action park recorded 14 bone fractures and 26 head injuries. According to the report, the grave pool needed about 30 rescues per day. Yet severe
What the fuck?
injuries rolled en masse, and so did the lawsuits. But somehow, the action park is still open to this day. So if you think about visiting this place, please.
What the fuck? Literally one of the most dangerous parks in the world to do fucking whatever. It's still going. Well, that was 2 years ago, but probably still going. Literally at one point, the over by the Liverpool, whatever the fuck it is, 30 rescues needed to be happen each time, like each day. And I don't think he's adding up the fucking. These are just rescues. These people could have been going back out, not the people that gotten fucked up and had to fucking leave. But yeah, fuck these Liverpools. I don't think I'm ever gonna go to those fake water things or whatever, cause especially when there's a fuck ton of people in there. fucking shit could get hella hurt or whatever. Fucking, but there's 1,000 people swimming in those pools or the pool that makes the waves, and then 3 teens drowned in the fucking pool, and then people was like still swimming in the pool until they find out and shit.
Yeah, no, there's one where there's like hundreds of people that go in it. And they say they just have the lifeguards in the water, and even at that point, with having them in the water, out of the water, and having people on the lookout, people still drown.
No, yeah. And oh my god, Dracula 5 is out. It's a 20-minute video. I'm gonna have to show that to my brother. These ads are weird as fuck.
Contains two types of receptors, rods and cones. Rods distinguish light and dark, while cones differentiate color. Just looking at rods and cones under a microscope can tell you whether an animal sees color. Brain scans can also reveal whether an animal reacts to colors. We can also determine if certain parts of the brain are activated by color changes. Of course, we can't say exactly how animals see. Our knowledge is based on various studies, and such diversity can sometimes be hard to grasp. For instance, we don't truly know what it's like to see ultraviolet rays, which help deer find lichen. Nor do we understand how mosquitoes see infrared radiation, which allows them to detect the most blood.
Whoa! Did you know that?
What?
That mosquitoes can see infrared?
No.
But yeah, they...
see infrared radiation, which allows them to detect the most blood-rich areas. Remember, animals primarily need the vision.
Fucking... But yeah, they have like a slight infrared, or that's what scientists believe that they well, at least that's what they're saying with the whatever they got, that they think mosquitoes can see infrared so they can get to the best point of blood, so they can just sit right there and just and dip.
Chocolate on my nipple.
Find food, or to avoid becoming someone else's food. For example, insects have what is known as compound eyes, which consist of special cone-shaped elements called ommatidia.
Did you hear that name?
Hmm?
So, the name
Special
of the
elements called ommatidia.
Ommatidia. That's the name of the little things for the insect eyeballs.
Like flies and shit.
Yeah, they have ommatidia eyeballs.
Each one perceives only a tiny piece of the object in front of the eyes, creating a mosaic image of the object. For example, honeybees have thousands of these elements in their eyes. Imagine how differently we would experience the world if we could see as animals or insects do.
Yeah, because insects, they don't technically look around. They just... I can see. Just by facing the way.
But first, let's explore how...
Technically, if we had eyeballs all like that, could we technically be better at gaming or eye-to-hand coordination just because we can focus on like 2 points? Or could we focus on 2 points easier like that? Because I know if I try to focus on 2 points, it just gets blurry. I just go cross-eyed.
Depends if we started off like that, or would like you live your life with your 2 eyes now, and then we're just given that shit.
Well, yeah, no, but like, no, whenever I'm talking about like that, I'm talking about like, yeah, we were used to it or whatever. We was, yeah.
I mean, I think we have the brain for it.
Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of do underestimate how adaptable humans could be if humans, like, because a lot of it is depending on, like, because back then we were very adaptable because we weren't worried about, we didn't have this little stupid stress thingies that would make us like, oh, what about this? What about that? Oh, this or that, whatever.
What about
Like,
social media?
yeah, because if we started back in the day with the eyeballs or whatever, we wouldn't, or like, whatever, we wouldn't be tripping like, oh, how would it be different or whatever. We would just be focusing, okay, this is different. I'm gonna start getting used to this. I'm gonna start focusing on this. I'm gonna use it so I can just better myself in fucking survival situations.
Mammals, the closest to us, perceive the world. Let's start with dogs. You probably think that they see the world in black and white, right? Well, this is a misconception. Human eyes have 3 types of cones determining color. This allows us to distinguish light of 3 different wavelengths. Our brain perceives these wavelengths as blue, red, and green. Like most mammals, dogs have 2 types of cones. This allows them to distinguish blue from yellow, but not red from green. Therefore, their vision is similar to that of humans with red-green color blindness, who also lack the 3rd type of cone. By drawing parallels with such human vision, we can guess how dogs see, which is something like this. Take a look. To see blue and yellow colors, both dogs and humans rely on neuron blue. However, like dogs, they are crepuscular creatures.
I just want to see what they look like. I don't really want to know the science right now.
Dawn and dusk, which influences their vision in what we perceive as darkness. They also have better peripheral vision and the ability to detect movement in the dark. Their field of vision spans 200 degrees to detect.
Like, that's a thing too. Like, imagine how much better it is. Cause like, from when we first had cameras, or when we first had colored cameras, to now our colored cameras in the phones are hella good. Like, this cat vision compared to the human vision is probably mixed together so they can still see all this hella good shit and all this normal shit. It's just, science amazes me.
Movement in the dark. Their field of vision spans 200 degrees, surpassing the 180 to 190 degrees typical in humans. So they see things this way. But cats don't surpass us in every aspect. Daylight, for instance, isn't their prime time. Humans have a greater number of cones for color perception, allowing us to discern a wide array of colors like red, yellow, orange, and brown. Whereas for cats, these colors look very similar. It's not precisely known which colors cats see. Some believe they primarily see blue or gray, while others suggest blue and yellow with hints of green.
Because what this research is also on is based on their brain reacting to certain colors. So it's also dependent on what color is attracting that animal, and like what colors they don't care about. Because reds, these bright reds, bright purples, these caught our eyes back in the fucking 18th centuries, whatever. These super fine silk for the kings and queens or whatever, fucking whatever, 1600s. But literally, we like, I feel like it all just depends on so much more shit than just, oh, this color makes the cat go ooh.
Regardless, their color perception generally falls short of human vision. Moreover, they see much worse up close. Whereas humans can clearly distinguish objects at 14 centimeters, 5.5 inches, cats require a distance of 25 centimeters, 10 inches. Their long-distance vision also isn't as sharp. You can easily spot a soccer ball at 30 meters, 100 feet. But for a cat, it needs to be within 6 meters, 20 feet. Thus, this furry...
And like, I wonder how much this changed just because of humans evolving this way. Cause like I don't know, just so much shit to be asked, to be said, to be whatever.
Enjoy a city when you think about an aversion to red rags. Bulls in a bullfight? However, that's another
Someone should
misconception.
know.
For real.
Actually, bulls don't distinguish the color red. Instead, they perceive shades of violet, gray, black, or various browns. Bullfighting, a traditional spectacle in Spain and other countries, involves a matador teasing the bull with a muleta, a crimson cloth on a stick. This has led to the widespread belief that bulls dislike red. Imagine, however, being in the bull's place at that moment, surrounded by thousands of screaming and noisy people. It's irritating and confusing. The waving cloth triggers an adrenaline rush and a fight or flight response in the bull. Thus, it's the sudden movement, not the color, that triggers the animal. Overall, bulls have excellent vision and a vast field of view. But unlike you, they see only a limited range of colors, generally in muted tones. Do you recall the two types of cones in dogs? Bulls have a similar setup. They distinguish parts of the spectrum from blue to violet and from yellow to green, but they don't see all shades of yellow and blue. Let's see through their eyes. What bulls really dislike are sharp contrasts of light and darkness. For example, a dark fence around a white building can make them nervous, just like shadows on objects, which they perceive as pits. For the same reason, bulls don't like to drink water with bright sun reflections, preferring moderately lit environments. They also poorly perceive distance to objects, leading them to occasionally charge towards a fence without realizing how close it is. Now, let's examine horses, animals with a nearly 350-degree field of vision, which are much more mobile than those of birds. Therefore, horses don't need to turn their heads as much as birds to look forward. Horse vision differs from human vision in sharpness, distance, and the detection of peripheral movement. Approximately 23% of horses are nearsighted, needing to approach an object to see its details clearly. Conversely, 43% are farsighted. Details start to become clearer for them as they move away from the object. It often
My question is, how the fuck did they figure out this shit? Did they just like have a horse just strapped up into this thing and just having the screen move back and forth and seeing what makes their brain go active?
It seems that horses have excellent
That
vision.
is how we figure it
For
out.
example,
For
a
real, like,
horse
what the fuck?
might raise its head, direct its ears, flare its nostrils, and widen its eyes at the sight of a distant bird flapping its wings. This is how the horse sharpens its view, stationary detail perception, and sense of smell. When we talk about vision, it's not always about size. Horse eyes are 8 times larger than human eyes, and the largest among terrestrial mammals. However, their visual acuity is significantly worse than ours when it comes to distinguishing fine details. For example, you might notice details from a distance of 9 meters, 30 feet, but a horse requires at most 6 meters, 20 feet for the same clarity. In other words, they need to get up to 50% closer to see the same thing as you. This is how a horse sees. The peak of horses' visual acuity is around the age of 7 and tends to decline as they get older. Their remarkable peripheral vision serves a vital purpose: to spot predators in time and escape from them in a millisecond.
To get started in data analytics, you don't need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics...
See, this ad's cool. It just explains. It doesn't have no weird ass shit.
Fascinating creatures are known as tarsiers, measuring just 8 to 6
Oh shit, hey yo.
centimeters, 3 to 6 inches. They are small enough to fit in your hand. Their diet consists of insects, small vertebrates, and bird eggs.
Yeah, this guy eyeballs.
Only known primates that small unicorns.
For real, look at that.
Ultrasound.
I want you
As
to
you've
buy one of
noticed,
these.
tarsiers' eyes are quite long
Jesus!
compared to their bodies. Each
Huh?
I'll get a lemur. You get one of these.
Look at this guy.
Eyes are quite large
Boing!
compared to their bodies.
Could you
Each is
imagine
about the
getting done with the deed with your girl and you got that thing?
Oh my god. Ah! She like, what? Look! Ah!
size of this predator's brain.
It's so cute but terrifying at the same time.
Whoa, look at that, like,
It's a little-
it looks like a little gremlin.
It's a little gremlin, but it's so cute at the same time.
Bro, cause it's literally Gizmo turning into a gremlin right now. He doesn't have the bad intentions, but he does do bad stuff by accident.
Having this huge ass eyeballs for one.
Tarsier
For real. But his fucking fingers, though.
not move their eyeballs if they want to look.
You hear that? They can't move their eyeballs.
Compared to their bodies, each is about the size of this predator's
You
brain.
try moving
Interestingly,
things that are bigger
tarsiers
than your
cannot
fucking
move
head.
their eyeballs if
True.
they want to look, right?
Look, like literally his eyebrow is behind his eyelid. Like you see that? Like he has his eyelid and then he has his eyebrows back here.
Or left, they need to turn their heads. Despite this limitation, their eye structure indicates that vision is crucial for them. Tarsiers are capable of seeing and catching insects and small birds, even
Yeah.
birds. This capability stems from the
It's like
abundance
a
of
monkey and a lemur.
For real.
rods which distinguish light from darkness in the back of their eyes, unlike cones which discern color. As a result, their eyes function like night vision goggles in the animal
It
kingdom.
literally
Here
is
they
like Gizmo.
Researchers
True.
from Dartmouth claim that the
No,
last
but you have
common
night
ancestor
vision.
of the currently living tarsiers possessed very sharp trichromatic vision, similar to that of modern marmosets and apes.
Look
This
at the
typically
way
implies a
You see that? He's like,
modern marmosets and apes.
oh shit, what's
This
up? You like that?
typically implies a diurnal lifestyle. However,
I've
tarsiers are
seen that
primarily
like in
nocturnal
nightmares.
animals.
What?
I swear I've seen something like that in nightmares.
Scientists believe early tarsiers were adapted to low-light conditions, such as twilight or bright moonlight. Such conditions were dark enough for the development of large eyes, but still not bright enough to maintain trichromatic
His little
vision.
ears going back and forth.
Have you heard the expression blind as a bat? Actually, it's misleading because bats are far from being blind.
Huh.
Perhaps the expression arose
Whoa.
due to their fast and erratic
He's like, ooh.
The visual acuity of bats varies from one species to another. Larger species, megabats, have big eyes and rely on vision
I want-
during flight and foraging.
I want to see a
Most
Yoda bat.
smaller species, or microbats, use echolocation for these purposes, although they typically have smaller eyes. Nevertheless, they still rely on vision for daily activities and detecting objects beyond the effective range of echolocation, which is about 10 to 20 meters, 33 to 66 feet. They need echolocation to find fruits, insects, and small animals. Their vision is even sharper than that of most humans. But unlike humans, they lead a nocturnal lifestyle and have excellent hearing. Bats mostly hunt late at night. Some species can even perceive colors thanks to two light-sensitive proteins in the back of their eyes.
Looks like a wolf,
which
doesn't it?
detects blue and ultra
Looks like
violence
it's
and
fucking red. What are they called? No badger.
It does.
the back of their eyes. S-opsin, which detects blue and ultraviolet light, and L-opsin, which detects red and green light. However, many species lack one of these proteins, resulting in complete color blindness. Certain bats from Central and South America have independently lost their ability to see blue and ultraviolet light, consequently losing their color vision. Thus, the expression, sees like a bat, actually means that a person has excellent vision. Since we're talking about flying creatures, Let's imagine what it would have with those 13 square kilometers, 5 square miles. You've guessed it, these are eagles. Not only do they observe what happens on the left and right, but also notice when someone approaches them from behind. These birds see 4 to 8 times better than the average human. Although an eagle might weigh about 4.5 kilograms, 10 pounds, their eyes are roughly the same size as those of humans. What we see clearly at a distance of 1.5 meters, 5 feet, is equally clear to an eagle from 6 meters, 20 feet.
What the fuck?
So they see things this way. To fully understand an eagle's vision, consider this. The human retina has a pit with 200,000 cones per millimeter, where an eagle's retina has 2 pits, each containing 1 million cones per millimeter. What advantages does this give? For instance, if you were an eagle, you could spot a rabbit from a distance of 3.2 kilometers, 2 miles. While diving for an attack, an eagle's vision remains sharp and clear throughout the approach. Moreover, eagles' eyes are positioned on either side of their heads, offering nearly a panoramic view. Their field of vision is 340 degrees, and they turn their heads every 5 seconds. But that's not all. They perceive ultraviolet light too. These birds can track a tiny vole from the sky by the ultraviolet rays reflected from the animal's waist.
Goddamn.
Right? Eagles rule during the day, but once the sun's, just like in humans, their piercing eyes are located at the front of their heads.
Am I watching the same dude?
Fields of vision from both eyes.
Yeah, I was say this guy's giving actual intel I could actually pick up at least.
In 3-dimensional and attacks bird groups. Unlike us, they have an additional optical advantage: nictitating membranes. These semi-transparent third eyelids protect the eyes from debris when the owl swoops in for an attack. Owls' eyes are exceptionally large, so they capture enough light to see even after sunset. They make up to 5% of the total body mass of these birds. To put this into perspective, your eyes make up about 0.000.
So birds got some. These owls got some big ass eyeballs like that other guy, because eyeballs for the owls make up 5% of the bird. For humans, our eyeballs make up 0.0003% apparently.
3% of your total weight. Their
Oh,
eyes
weight,
can
I
dilate
guess.
significantly, maximizing light absorption on the light-sensitive retina at the back of it.
Damn, so they got some heavy ass eyeballs. Not only that they're big, they're also kind of heavy.
The eye. The human retina has 20 rods for every cone, whereas owl.
Oh my god. The eyeballs, that beak, that mustache. God damn.
Owls have a ratio of more than 30 rods for every cone. That's why they are so good at detecting movement in the dark. The eyes of some owl species are 100 times more sensitive in low light than yours. This is how they see. The only visual limitation for owls is their farsightedness. This is partly compensated by sensitive bristles around their beaks, giving them another way to perceive objects. Parrots' visual acuity is comparable to that of humans. They can to the distance. Their retinas contain specialized cones that can capture ultraviolet light. Each of these cones contains a drop of colored oil, which acts as both a microlens and a light filter, enhancing the bird's ability to distinguish colors. Therefore, parrots perceive the same shade as humans, but with increased brightness and a clearer distinction between similar colors. Something like this. Parrots' eyes, located on the sides of their heads, offer a nearly 300-degree field of view. Such vision helps them spot predators long before they attack. What else helps parrots with this? The frame rate on a television screen is 60 to 100 frames per second, with only high-end models exceeding that rate. But a parrot's eye can capture more than 150 frames per second. No wonder they notice even small movements and changes in their environment, enabling them to fly away in time if threatened. However, parrots do have some limitations. Their depth perception and ability to move their eyeballs are inferior to humans. For instance, humans can rotate their eyes about 50 degrees horizontally, whereas parrots can only manage about 20 degrees. However, their visual acuity is 2 to 8 times higher than that of some mammals. Have you ever tried sneaking up on a pigeon? It's quite difficult, unless it's a city pigeon already accustomed to people. They're constantly vigilant and raise their head up looking at objects on the ground. Nonetheless, they possess superior optical characteristics. They see 135 degrees vertically and 340 degrees horizontally, and can also distinguish ultraviolet light. It's no surprise that clothes reflecting ultraviolet rays scare and annoy them. Something like this. They can also spot objects at much greater distances than humans. Interestingly, it's not extent to employ pigeons in search and rescue operations at
Ostrich!
0.75 meters, 9 feet in height, and weighs up to 156.8 kilograms, 346 pounds. So maybe there is some truth to the joke? The brain in ostriches is about 58 millimeters, 2.2 inches long, and 42 millimeters, 1.6 inches wide. It weighs up to 42 grams, 1.5 ounces. The ostrich's eye is round, and the
That's kind of disturbing that we know specifically the weight of an ostrich eye because you know somebody just took out an eyeball and just put it on a scale.
largest among all land vertebrates.
Why is my shit loading?
Millimeters,
Okay.
1.7 inches. Yes, it is even bigger than in elephants. At the same time, according to various reports, it weighs up to 60 grams, 2.1 ounces. So, in weight, it really outweighs the brain. The ostrich needs its impressively sized eyes to find food and spot the even now 2 millimeters, 1 millimeter. Is some truth to the joke? The brain in ostriches is about
Oh my gosh, that was the weight of the brain that we were talking about. The eyeball weight of an ostrich is heavier than their brain.
58 millimeters, 2.2 inches long, and 42 millimeters, 1.6 inches wide. It weighs up to 42 grams, 1.5 ounces. The ostrich's eye is round and the largest among all land vertebrates, 50 millimeters, 1.7 inches. Yes, according to various reports, so it's for it at a distance of 3 kilometers, 1.9 miles during the day, and 50 meters, 164 feet at night. See through the eyes of an ostrich. Impressive, don't you think? These birds also have a wider field of vision than humans. Each eye can see about 150 to 170 degrees, and the right and left fields overlap by 20 to 30%, which means our character can see 300 degrees. Now, let's come down to Earth from the clouds and see the world through the eyes of reptiles. There has beyond your lenses that allow now. On the other hand, nocturnal snakes have lenses that allow more ultraviolet light, enhancing their night vision. In transmit, you noticed how quick snakes are? Millimeters, 4.3 inches. They'd fit into our character's pupils. Let's not 3. No, His eyes are only 11 centimeters, 4.3 inches.
Oh my
They
gosh.
fit into our character's pupils. Let's not eyes so big. Dan Eric Nielsen and Eric Warrant from Lund University in Sweden believe that the squid has developed its eyes to cope with some important tasks for the animal world, most likely to detect in time one of the largest predators in the world, the sperm whale. The squid's eyes are located on either side of its head, meaning it doesn't have the binocular vision needed to judge distances. It could be hypothesized that the big-eyed squid sees farther than the small-eyed squid. It would help find both prey and a mate. But Nielsen and Warren found that the eyes see farther if they grow larger, only until the pupil exceeds 2.5 centimeters, 1 inch. When the pupil grows to 3.5 centimeters, 1.4 inches, and the eye grows to 9 centimeters, 3.5 inches, it makes no sense to grow larger. A larger size will not make the vision better. That's why this is the maximum eye size of a fish, although the head of a swordfish could accommodate larger vision organs. A giant squid weighs about the same as a swordfish, but its eye is about 3 times larger. Why? Let's break it down. The large pupil allows the eye to collect every photon of light in the extraordinarily deep and dark waters where the squid lives. And huge eyes have advantages over just big eyes. For example, they are much better at detecting large objects emitting their own light at depths of more than 500 meters, 1,640 feet. That includes the already mentioned enemy of giant squid, the sperm whale. Wait a minute, but sperm whales don't glow, you might argue. And you'd be right. That's how it is. But they scare away tiny animals like jellyfish and crustaceans that flash in response. These flickering outlines would be too dim for most animals, but not for the giant squid. To him, it looks something like this. Its eyes can pick up this light from 120 meters, 394 feet away, and scan the water, looking for these flashes. They're also great at spotting details.
Take
Huh.
large-scale battles of War Thunder, an epic multiplayer action game with military vehicles. Take.
And our next characters can avoid predators and find dark corners to hide in, even though they don't have eyes. How do they manage without them? And why did they appear on our original site, but with the whole surface of your body? Without conventional sight, but with the whole surface of your body. In this case, the whole body is one solid eye. At least, that's how sea urchins called purple Strongylocentrotus see, according to scientists' assumptions. They owe their name to the purple hue in their body coloration. These urchins live along the eastern coast of the Pacific Ocean, stretching from Ensenada, Mexico to British Columbia, Canada. They move with needles that act like stilts. A sedentary life's favorite treat is the giant brown algae, Macrocystis pyrifera. So how can their bodies see? The thing is, they have light-sensitive molecules, mostly in their legs and in tiny stalk-like appendages located between the spines. Altogether, they function like a retina. That's it. The sea urchins change the angle and direction of vision by retracting their feet. But the spines themselves play a role in all this. Scientists have suggested that they may help hedgehogs distinguish relatively fine details by shielding light from different angles. In any case, purple Strongylocentrotus see better than hedgehogs Echinometra lacunter and Echinometra viridis, which have fewer spines. Well, and of course, scientists conducted some interesting experiments to prove this.
This guy probably hated doing this sea urchin section. Christian. Do you hear some of the names he's saying?
Themselves play a role in
Fucking
all this. Scientists have suggested that they may help hedgehogs distinguish relatively fine details
What's it
by
called?
shielding light from different angles.
I'm gonna try to say it
In
out
any
though.
case, purple Strongylocentrotus
Strongylosis dortus.
Echinometrolacunter
Metro. What the fuck?
better than hedgehogs, Echinometrolacunter
A kind of Metro Muncuto
and Echinometrovirida,
and Malcano.
which
I don't really know. Do you hear him though?
angles. In any case, purple Strongylocentrotus see better than hedgehogs, Echinometrolacunter and Echinometroviridas, which have fewer spines. Well, and of course, scientists conducted some interesting experiments to prove this.
Just hella weird ass
Sophie
names.
Johnson, a marine biologist at Duke University in North Carolina, together with colleagues, placed 39 purple Strongylocentratus on a lighted area with a width of 1.2 meters, 4 feet, and hung a black disc off the wall. And then the most intriguing thing happened. When the disc was almost 6 centimeters, 2.5 inches wide, the urchins showed no interest in it. But when its width reached about 9 centimeters, 3.5 inches, it caused a violent reaction. 2/3 of the subjects rushed towards it, and the remaining third away from it. In other words, it was probably considered a shelter by some and a predator by others. Of course, when we say rushing, we should take into account the speed of these guys. Watching them move is like watching paint dry. Animals see and perceive this world very differently from humans. Their ultraviolet vision, infrared sensitivity, microscopic vision, and echolocation.
So what did you learn today? Huh, Christian? What did you learn? Cause I learned I think I need a new pet. What brings my interest? My interest. Oh my gosh, is this a weevil from fucking?
This insect has a drill mouth, which it uses to bore into acorn's hard shell. Meet the acorn weevil, one of the most unique insects on Earth. Caculeo glandum is a species of weevil in the genus Caculeo, found in Europe and North America, known for its unique appearance. It has a unique long mouth, known as a rostrum, which it uses as a drill to bore through acorn's tough skin by rotating its head to get into the inside. The female not only does this to feed, she also lays her eggs inside the acorn, making the acorn a perfect nursery. As the larvae develop, they consume the interior of the acorn, eventually emerging as adult weevils. The female lays her eggs all over the oak tree to increase the chance of survival, drilling into dozens of acorns, which turn the whole tree into prime real estate, so they often steal other females' holes by depositing their eggs in existing holes that have already been drilled by other females. This insect has a drill mouth, which
Alright guys, this is a story of when good geckos go bad. Now please, this is for educational purposes only, and sometimes you do need to know what your leopard geckos are capable of, especially if they grab hold of another gecko. Now thankfully this guy only grabbed hold of a paper towel, and we were trying to gently remove it from him. But he thought it was another male or another gecko in the room, and he locked on hard. I just want to show you how hard these guys lock on. Sometimes you can try the misting method, especially if they're locked onto another gecko, but if that doesn't work, then you will need to try to actually hold them by the base of the neck and see if you can get the other gecko out of their mouth. Now in this case, it was not another gecko, so what we wound up doing after a minute or so was we put him back in his cage and he eventually let it go, but not before giving us a death blow. Let this be a lesson, guys. Alright guys.
That was kind of funny as fuck.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can instantly know what you spent on things like food.
Fargo, what did I spend on?
And just down some. Don't touch me. Hmm. Food off. What the fuck? These guys are funny, not gonna lie. God damn it, these fucking ads. Huh. What? Truly eat. Wow. That looks like Minecraft in the background. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Fucking no. God damn it. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? Jesus. What the fuck? What the fuck? Animal warriors. How much though? Haha. Sergeant Reckless. The frigate. Goddamn. Got some interesting facts tonight. Oh my god, that was 3 hours of fucking watching shit. What's some new animals that we have discovered in the past few years? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ugh. So much cool and interesting fact. Why not? I'll click on this and just skip to the end. A lot of people definitely skip through. The crazy thing about languages, because I would pronounce that the Leviathan. That dude, Leviathan. What the fuck? Leviathan? Hmm. That's fat as fuck. That's the thing, enough searching up, searching for me. Bye bye.